Thanks for joining us for part 2 of a series looking at the REL Midwest project, Early Warning System Implementation in Minnesota and Wisconsin, an Early Investigation. I'm Sarah Rand with the REL Midwest team. As we discussed in part 1, our nation is struggling to lower high school dropout rates. The team at REL Midwest is working with Minnesota and Wisconsin to collect information on how their early warning systems and supports are being used and whether they are meeting the needs of the schools they serve. We sat down with Jared Knowles to ask him about his experience working collaboratively with the REL Midwest team on this project. Jared is a member of the REL Midwest Dropout Prevention Research Alliance and is a research analyst at the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. Jared was the designer and lead developer of the early warning system in Wisconsin. On this project with REL Midwest, he reviewed the survey questions as they were developed and connected the REL Midwest researchers with people in the field to help them understand how early warning systems are implemented in the schools in the state. This ultimately influenced the survey design and question development. Jared spoke about the collaborative work with the REL Midwest team.
I think one of the nice things about the project is that it feels like it was sort of jointly designed with people in the region who are also doing early warning activity, and we kind of landed on a common concern, which is that there's seems to be a lack of knowledge among us about how our districts and schools are making use of the information that states are providing them, and what maybe best practices or common practices are that we could share with our districts and schools. And so it's been really nice to hear about the similarities and the challenges between Minnesota and Wisconsin doing the same sort of work and the different approaches that we've taken. That gives us a bigger perspective when we talk to our own stakeholders within the state about what we're doing. So I think it's been really interesting to be part of that conversation across the region.
In our interview, Jared spoke about what he's learned from the project so far. He said it's been a good opportunity to learn about the survey development and how to develop questions that will be equally valuable and meaningful across diverse contexts. Jared described what he thinks will be the ultimate impact of this project in Wisconsin.
I think it's going to be tremendous because this is going to be the first time that we have sort of a representative collection of voices about what dues looks like in schools and how schools are using it. And I can see us using this information in at least 3 major ways moving forward. The first one is that it will change how we communicate about dues in the future. It will give us some empirical information to give schools to say, you may want to try this kind of configuration when reviewing your reports because that's been found to be common in Wisconsin. It's going to change maybe how we provide the information, so it may change the style in which we report the information, or it may push us to add additional context to the dues reports so that schools have more valuable information at their fingertips and spend less time collecting other information. And I think it's going to be really important for us to think about a process of continually monitoring dues usage and thinking about how we're going to continue to improve the usability of dues, and if we expand to other analytic projects, how we communicate about those moving forward. So it's going to give us this baseline knowledge about how schools have taken advantage of this information and how they haven't, and then we can use that as a way to set goals and to set improvement plans for getting that information to be used more thoroughly in the state. I would just say that the opportunity to get feedback directly from the customer, the school district, and the school on a wide scale in a state like Wisconsin is very rare, I think, in some areas, and this is one area where we're not able to do it very well. And so having an organization like the REL that has such a good experience and good resources for gathering that information and doing it in a way that's very rigorous and well thought out makes our job a lot easier in the end. So I think we're just really pleased to be involved in the project.
REL Midwest has appreciated the opportunity to work with Jared, too. Here's Sonika talking about the benefits of this partnership to REL Midwest.
As a researcher, I think I'm really learning a lot about the context in which these systems are being generated and kind of shared out to local schools, which is always great to have that context and understanding. But also, I think engaging because this project has led to a lot of great and meaningful conversations about early warning systems and dropout prevention in general. So I know that across the 2 states, there's been several opportunities where they get to learn about each of their respective systems, and that information has really kind of garnered a lot of great insight on both sides about other opportunities that they might pursue related to the work that they're doing around dropout prevention. And to see that unfolds, I think, really fantastic.
Thanks so much for listening today. This podcast is the second in a series that will follow this project from start to finish. Stay tuned to learn about this important work. Learn more at www.relmidwest.org. For REL Midwest, I'm Sarah Rand.